The late evening air buzzed softly with the crackling sounds of a video game controller, the rhythmic tapping of buttons echoing through the cozy living room. You sat cross legged on the plush carpet, your concentration intense, eyes fixed on the large screen in front of you. Beside you, your best friend, Hyun, a sharp tongued but warm hearted girl with a taste for sarcastic humor, groaned dramatically as your character delivered the final blow in the game. You leaped up from the door, climbing onto the couch as if it were a throne, arms raised in celebration. Yo, I won, baby. Respect the queen. You clapped your hands in rhythm, dancing in place like a child claiming her well earned crown. Hyun rolled her eyes so hard you thought they might get stuck. Okay, your majesty, calm down before I throw this controller at your royal head. A deal is a deal. And if I win, you owe me. You pointed at her dramatically, a strawberry milkshake with whipped cream and that tiny Hershey straw. Don't play dumb. We talked about this. That was 3 weeks ago, but I remember, and so should you. I want my shake. Laughing under her breath, Hyun stood up, brushing off her pajama pants. Fine, but you better not tell my brother how badly I lost, or I will unplug your game mid final boss next time. You giggled and collapsed back on the couch, warmth in your chest from the comfort of being around someone who knew you so well. The light-hearted mood was still lingering when suddenly the front door burst open with a loud slam. The sound echoed through the apartment, making you flinch visibly. The cheerful bubble popped. Your gaze darted toward the hallway just in time to see Jungkook, Hein's older brother, step inside. His sharp jawline was dusted with stubble, and his neatly rolled up sleeves revealed a tattooed forearm flexing slightly as he set his keys on the table. He looked like he walked straight off a black and white photograph. Handsome, mysterious, but cold. You quickly stood up, fixing your oversized hoodie as you greeted him with a hopeful smile. Hi, Jungkook. But he didn't smile back. His dark eyes met yours for barely a second before he nodded politely but distantly and walked past you without a word. Straight to the kitchen, you sat back down slowly, trying to pretend that his indifference didn't feel like a pin slowly pressing into your chest. Meanwhile, Hyun had moved into the kitchen to start dinner, clattering pots and chopping vegetables like it was therapy. You were just about to join her, hoping to help, when you heard his voice. That deep, low voice that always felt like a quiet thunderstorm. Heavy, steady, and hard to ignore. You know I don't like her hanging around here this late. What is she even doing here at this hour? His tone wasn't angry, it wasn't harsh, it was firm, cold, as if your presence was an inconvenience he had simply grown used to tolerating. Your smile faltered immediately. The air around you suddenly felt heavy. Your fingers curled into your sleeves as you sat quietly, hoping he hadn't noticed you were still within earshot. But Hyun didn't hesitate. She shut the cupboard loudly and snapped back with the same protective tone she always used when someone crossed a line with you. She's my best friend Jungkook. You, of all people, should understand. She's been there for me every single time I fell apart. There was a pause. Then she added quietly, but firmly, and she loves you a lot. She had never say it to your face, but she does. So please don't be so cold to her. She's not some random guest. She's part of this house now, whether you like it or not. There was no response from Jungkook, no sigh, no argument, just the sound of a water bottle being picked up and a fridge door closing. And then footsteps. You quickly wiped your face and stood up pretending to scroll through your phone, but when he stepped out of the kitchen, his eyes caught something he wasn't prepared for. A tear, a single quiet tear had betrayed you, slipping down your cheek before you could stop it. You didn't even look at him, you couldn't. Instead, you cleared your throat and called out softly, Hyun, I should go, it's getting late. She rushed out with a spatula in hand, panicked. No, come on, Vine, dinner is almost ready, don't go like this. You know how stubborn I am, I'm just not in the mood anymore. She looked at you with guilt written all over her face, but you both knew once your mind was made up, there was no convincing you otherwise. With a sigh, Hyun packed the hot dinner into a lunchbox, tied it neatly with a cloth, and turned to her brother. You are dropping her off, that's final. I'm tired, can't she just call a cab? No, you're dropping her off, Chunguk. She's not going alone. You open your mouth to protest, but Hyun's that glare pinned you in place. And you stop being dramatic, it's just a ride. Reluctantly, you nodded, and without another word, Jungkook grabbed his car keys. The tension between you and him was thick as you followed him silently toward the door. Neither of you said a word, but he did hold the door open for you. And though his face stayed unreadable, his eyes lingered on your tear streaked cheek just a second longer than necessary. The car ride was clocked in silence as if the air itself had chosen not to breathe. You sat on the passenger side, your head resting lightly against the cold glass window, eyes tracing the quiet streets as they passed by. Neon signs blurred into smudges of color, headlights reflected in puddles on the pavement. The world outside looked calm, nothing like the storm twisting quietly inside your chest. Jungkook's hands rested on the steering wheel, the only sound in the car being the occasional soft sigh from the AC and the rhythm of the tires against the road. He didn't speak, not once, and you didn't dare try. When the car finally pulled up in front of your apartment building, he shifted into park and unlocked the doors without looking at you. You stepped out wordlessly. No thank you, no goodbye, not even a glance back. And maybe he noticed, or maybe he didn't care. As the car pulled away, the red tail light slowly faded into the distance, swallowed by the night. You walked up the stairs to your apartment, heart aching in a way you couldn't explain, not even to yourself. The second the door clicked shut behind you, the silence wrapped around your shoulders like a heavy blanket. Your hands trembled slightly as you slipped off your shoes and made your way to your room. Thoughts began to swirl, uninvited and unrelenting. Does he really dislike me that much? Is my presence that unbearable to him? What did I do? Am I really so easy to push away? Your eyes stung, but you refused to cry again, not for him. You laid on your bed, sighing softly, and turned your head toward the little lunchbox Hyun had packed for you with such care. The edges of your lips curled into a bitter smile. You opened it slowly, revealing the still warm dinner. She had packed your favorites kimchi rice, a little egg roll, even a heart shaped kimbap tucked in the corner. A single sticky note was stuck on the lid. Don't let my brother's attitude ruin your night. You still have me, okay? Hyun, your eyes lingered on the note for a moment longer before you placed it on your nightstand. Then slowly you ate, bite after bite, trying to swallow the tightness in your chest along with the food, but it stayed. 2 weeks later, time moved, but the heaviness inside you hadn't visited Hyun's house since that night. Not once, despite her daily texts, endless voice notes, and pouty photos, threats. You found one excuse after another assignments, errands, a fake headache, anything to avoid facing him again. Every time she asked, your stomach would twist, and your mind would go back to that cold voice in the kitchen, that indifference in his eyes. But today was different. Your phone lit up at exactly 9 a.m., her name flashing across the screen with animated heart emojis. You smiled, rubbing the sleep from your eyes, and answered with a cheerful tone. Happy birthday, you old woman. Literally only a year older than you. Still counts, but seriously, happy birthday, Hyun. You deserve the best today. Her voice softened. It means more coming from you. You know that. Thanks, babe. There was a brief pause before she spoke again, tone a bit more serious. And no, don't you dare say you are busy again. There is a party tonight, you're coming. Wait, you hesitated, Hyun. No excuses. I want you there. I need you there. Everyone else is fake. You are real. Please. You exhaled slowly and smiled into the receiver. All right, I'll be there. Good. I'll text you the time and team. Don't wear black like a sad widow again, please. You both laughed, and after a few more giggles and reminders, the call ended. But as your phone screen went dark, your smile slowly faded. Tonight, I'll have to see him again, face him again, just act normal one. It's her day, not yours. Don't ruin it. 'You sighed, your thumb hovering over the call end button, even though the call had been long finished. Staring up at the ceiling, you whispered softly to yourself, Please God, just let me get through tonight without falling apart. 7 p.m. sharp, theme is elegant dusk, no boring sweaters, wear something pretty or I'll cry. You smiled softly and rose from your bed, setting the phone aside after browsing through your wardrobe for what felt like ages. You stood in front of the mirror, smoothing out the soft folds of your dress. Hyman's message echoed in your mind as your eyes took in your final look. A long satin gown in a deep wine shade draped your figure delicately. It was elegant off shoulder, snug at the waist, and flaring slightly at the bottom, revealing just the right amount of skin to be tasteful yet undeniably captivating. Your hair cascaded down in loose waves, a dainty silver necklace resting against your collarbone. The light glows on your lips shimmered faintly under the glow of your vanity. You looked stunning, but you didn't feel it. Not entirely, not with the thought of him lurking at the back of your mind. Still, you grabbed the gift box from the table, slipped into your heels, and headed out. Heart thudding harder with each turn your car took toward the party. The moment you stepped into the decorated garden terrace, you were greeted with a warm hug and the excited squeal of none other than the birthday girl herself. There she is, my late mysterious best friend. You look like a damn goddess, babe. Late? It's 7:04. 4 minutes of betrayal. How could you on my birthday? You both laughed, hugging tightly. Hyun gave you a look half teasing, half suspicious. You didn't come for 2 weeks, and now you show up looking like this, trying to give my brother a heart attack or what? I came for you, not for him. You handed her the wrapped box and she squealed again, shaking it near her ear dramatically. If this isn't jewelry, I'm canceling our friendship. Open it later or you will cry here and ruin your makeup. You two giggled again, sinking into comfortable conversation, music thumping around you as more guests started arriving. The garden was lit with warm fairy lights, elegant table settings, and a soft evening breeze that carried laughter and the scent of fresh flowers. A while later, Hyun turned to you and nudged your arm. Why? Can you grab my phone from my room? It's on the bedside. I need to text Chonguk. He's not answering. Sure, you waved through the crowd and stepped into the hallway of the house. Everything was quiet here, the music muffled by the walls. You walked into Hyun's room, the familiar lavender scent wrapped around you. Her phone sat right where she sat on the bedside table. Just as your fingers curled around it, you heard it, that sound. The door slammed shut behind you the same way it did 2 weeks ago. Your entire body stiffened. No, not him. Please, God, not him again. Your heart plumped the moment you heard that door slam shut behind you. The same heavy, unmistakable sound that had haunted you since the night he made you feel like an outsider in a place you once called safe. You turned around slowly, praying it was someone else, anyone else, but it wasn't. There he stood, John Chunguk, dressed in black from head to toe, tall, composed, and achingly calm. The soft yellow lamp on Hein's nightstand caught the gleam in his dark eyes. His hair was tousled like he had run his fingers through it too many times. His gaze wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm either. It was unreadable, and that scared you more. You took an instinctive step back, but your back hit the wall behind you. Your fingers tightened around Hyun's phone. What are you doing here? His voice was lower than you remembered, calmer, like it had shed its coldness, but not its depth. I was looking for you. Why? So you can tell me again how much you hate having me around. No, I came to say sorry properly this time. You tried to laugh, but it came out shaky and sad. 2 weeks you didn't call, you didn't even ask Hyun about me. You think a sorry makes it better now? He stepped closer, you didn't move, couldn't. I was scared, I didn't know how to deal with what I felt, and I hated myself for making you cry. You should. I do every single day. You looked away, trying to hide the sting behind your lashes, but he noticed, of course he did. Why? You made me feel like I was unwanted, like I was some burden to your house. Do you even know how hard it was to hide what I felt around you? I was always smiling, pretending like it didn't hurt. I knew then too. I didn't want to give you false hope. I was scared I would mess everything up. So instead, you crushed it before it even began. He didn't answer, not right away. His eyes softened slowly, painfully. And for the first time, he looked like he didn't want to run from his emotions. I missed you every day, every moment you didn't speak. He moved even closer. You could feel the warmth of his body now, the quiet thump of your own heart screaming in your ears. His fingers lifted to gently brush a strand of hair behind your ear, then hesitated near your jaw. Can I? His voice cracked mid sentence, his gaze flickered to your lips, then you to your eyes, his fingers hovered at your neck. I won't let you if you don't want me to, but if I don't say this now, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Say it. I want you not just here tonight, but in my every tomorrow. He leaned in slowly, eyes locked on yours. I want it to you. Your words gave him permission, and that's when he leaned in close, relevant. Against the curve of your neck, soft, deliberate, you gasped quietly at the sudden contact, the feel of his breath against your skin sending a warm chill down your spine. Then slower, again, your hands curled into his shirt, not to push him away, but to hold on. Above your collarbone, he gave you enough time to stop him to say no, but you didn't. You didn't want to. His mouth lashed softly, deeply, pulling a soft breath. Your head tipped back against the wall, eyes flickering shut. Your body betrayed you. You wanted this him, all of it. When he finally pulled back, his mouth was flushed, his eyes dark, his hands still cradling your jaw like something fragile. I'm sorry for being cold. I just didn't know how to show you I cared without risking it all. You left a mark. So you will remember that you were never unwanted, not for a second. He leaned his forehead against yours, his thumb stroking your cheeks slowly. I can't promise to be perfect. I can't even promise I'll always say the right things, but I'll never lie to you again. I'll show up for you every time. You close your eyes, your heart aching from how gentle, how earnest his voice was. Don't disappear again. Never. And in that small room with the music muffled behind the walls and your pulse still racing, he held you not to claim you, not to control you, but like someone finally ready to choose you.